Hello, everyone. Hi, Gandalf the Grey. Nice to have you with us, as well as Binance MH1451. Nice to see you just joined. Thanks for jumping on. Today is the 30th of August, 2023. This is hashed out daily crypto news with Cryptopolitan, and I'm your host, Philip Cripe. Nice to have you guys with us. Grab the news real quick here. All right, so let's go over this real quick. So we talked about John Deaton accusing the SEC's Bill Hinman of lying under oath, and that's where we left off yesterday. Is the crypto industry run by a cartel? Let's start out with a calm, simple question for the day. Since the onset of Blur, the NFT marketplace that gave OpenSea a run for its money, the protocol has been under a series of controversial questions. Here are the answers. Evidence points to Blur being owned and sponsored by Amber Group, the crypto's version of Vanguard, with headquarters in Hong Kong. Is crypto truly decentralized, or has a cartel taken over the workings of digital assets? Are you still keeping up with Blur, the NFT marketplace they opened through OpenSea? Well, here's a new twist if you haven't been paying attention. Blur could be run by the top VCs in the crypto space. What does that mean for regular crypto investors? Were they conned into the next big project once again? In the buzzing world of digital assets, many enthusiasts, investors, and outsiders alike have frequently posed the provocative question, is the crypto industry run by a cartel, considering the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, who invented Bitcoin? Is it one person or a group of people? Well, let's find out. How many projects in the crypto industry are what they seem? As decentralized as blockchain and cryptocurrencies claim to be, suspicions of central control and manipulation exist and persist. The entrance of Blur's enigmatic second co-founder into the investigative public eye offers fresh insights and perspectives into this ongoing debate. In traditional industries, a cartel is a collection of independent market participants who collude, either openly or secretly, to set prices, restrict supply, or prevent competition, all in an effort to maintain high prices and collect maximum profits. In the crypto world, this would translate to a group of powerful players potentially manipulating market prices, controlling major decisions in blockchain governance, or influencing the direction of technological development. Crypto investors have witnessed crypto project developers tank one project and move on to launch another project within a matter of months. Here are a few examples. Michael Patron, the co-founder of failed Canadian crypto exchange Quadriga CX, who goes by the moniker Sifu, went on to start Ubu Lend, a decentralized finance or DeFi platform that is a fork of the Aave blockchain. After the collapse of Terra Luna, Do Kwon was linked to the identity behind Rick Sanchez, one of the anonymous co-founders of Basis Cash. The longest crypto winter that began in 2022 saw many crypto entities go bankrupt, such as Three Arrows Capital or 3AC. However, that did not stop the founders from forging a new product and releasing it to crypto consumers. Following the collapse of Three Arrows Capital, founders Suzu and Kyle Davies bid their time for a short while before announcing a new crypto platform, OPNX. The idea that a crypto cartel might exist is worrisome for several reasons. For starters, market manipulation. If powerful entities can influence crypto prices, it becomes challenging for average investors to navigate the market safely. That brings us to Blur. Is Blur under Amber Group? According to major crypto investigations, Amber Group established and initially sponsored both Blur deployers and the Blur coin, as well as Arbitrum's deployers and the Arbitrum multi-sig wallet. Following Blur's success, the project's founders revealed his name as Tishin Roker, a young man of 24 who had been hiding his identity with alias Pac-Man for months. Many in the community wonder if the other Blur co-founder attended Gary Gensler's course at MIT before dropping out to be a field fellow. So yeah, as we built Blur, I enjoyed the privacy of being pseudo. I would often dox in private calls to establish trust or advice for good. Franklin is bored, can attest to that. Now that Blur's community has grown exponentially, I don't have capacity for one-on-one calls as I used to. It's not sure my identity publicly. That's on X or Twitter. That was not all for the founders of Blur, not until now anyway. It's Amber Group, and here's all you need to know. The group is backed by a ton of crypto's most notorious VCs. A crypto detective who goes by Boring Sleuth on X, formerly Twitter, did a great investigative coverage and arrived to this. Here's more. So he wrote, Truthlab, or Boring Sleuth wrote, did you know that Amber Group set up and originally funded both Blur.io's deployers and Blur Token, as well as Arbitrum's deployers and Arbitrum multi-sig wallet? I guess we know who the second co-founder of Blur is now. It's a group backed by a ton of crypto's mosts. I don't see the rest of that. I have to go to X, but let's continue this article. It's quite interesting, I might say. Hi, Binance user D596B and 087. Are you guys with us? This has been a pretty good business model in the crypto industry for a long time, built on top of Ethereum. What exactly do? They develop mass market spin-offs before dumping token bags on otherwise unwise crypto investors. According to Foresight News, the data nerd, an address beginning with 0x011, assumed to belong to Amber Group, drastically raised its token holdings this month. After adding 3.73 million OP tokens, worth $5.68 million, the address currently has 8.1 million OP tokens, worth approximately $12.4 million, with an average price of $1.52. Furthermore, the address purchased 1.5 million Blur tokens, worth $327,000, increasing its total holdings to 26.7 million tokens, about $5.7 million, at an average price of 35 cents. Finally, the address purchased 300,000 DYDX tokens worth $579,000, bringing its total holdings to 4.95 million DYDX tokens, worth about $9.5 million at an average price of $2.20. Amber Group is headquartered in Hong Kong. Amber Group is a prominent digital asset company that operates globally, offering a comprehensive range of digital asset services. They provide services such as liquidity provision, trading, and asset management 24/7, catering to individuals, institutions, and businesses interested in digital assets. With a focus on building the future of digital assets, Amber Group creates wealth for clients through investing, infrastructure, and financing services. How many more protocols has Amber Group funded in the crypto space? How many are worth your investments, and how many will have you dumped in losses? Is Amber Group the BlackRock and Vanguard of the crypto industry? This is just questions based on this situation. So, the Department of Justice urges court to stop SBF's expert witnesses from testifying. They've urged the court to bar SBF's expert witnesses from testifying in the ongoing legal battle. Defense and prosecutors lock horns over testimony and disability. So, Bankman-Fried's defense team has raised concerns about the financial analysis expert put forth by the Department of Justice. They argued that the proposed testimony might not be permissible under legal rules. These submissions, referred to as Daubert motions, were filed on Monday and provide insight into the potential testimonies that each side wants to prevent from being presented in court. The DOJ has aimed to discredit all 7 expert witnesses proposed by Bankman-Fried's team. The prosecution contends that the disclosure filings submitted by these experts fall short of detailing their opinions adequately. Moreover, the Department of Justice asserts that some of the proposed testimonies touch on inappropriate subjects for expert analysis and could potentially confuse the jury. Among the experts brought forward by Bankman-Fried's team are Lawrence Aka, a British barrister, Thomas Bishop and Joseph Pembley from consulting firms, Brian Kim, specializing in data analytics, and forensics, Bradley Smith, a law professor at Capital University Law School, and Andrew D. Wu, an assistant professor at the University of Michigan. The Department of Justice's objections extend to specific aspects of these witnesses' proposed testimonies. For instance, they argue that Aka's testimony, which delves into the definitions of trust under the law, overlaps with the judge's role. Similarly, the disclosures provided by Kim and Bishop lack the specificity required, only touching on general topics. Smith's testimony is questioned because it relates to a campaign finance specific charge not brought by the DOJ. The prosecution further contends that the testimony of witnesses like Pembley, who is proposed to speak as an expert on FTX code, is unnecessary. The Department of Justice plans to call other witnesses who were involved in writing FTX's code and can testify competently about it. As the battle over expert witnesses unfolds, both sides are gearing up for a crucial virtual meeting scheduled for Wednesday. Maybe that's the day. During this meeting, discussions will revolve around several issues, including Bankman-Fried's request for more time out of jail to prepare his defense, the exclusion of discovery material shared after July 1st, and the defense's planned advice of counsel strategy. The situation took another turn as defense attorney Christian Everdell expressed dissatisfaction with the Department of Justice's production of documents. Everdell's letter stated that the Department of Justice provided an additional 3.7 million pages of documents on Monday, in addition to the 4 million pages produced last Thursday. This abundance of documents adds to the complexity of preparations for the trial. As the legal battle intensifies in the run-up to the trial, the strategies and arguments being presented by both the defense and the Department of Justice highlight the intricate dynamics and meticulous planning that go into building a case in a high-stakes legal battle of this nature. So, as often, we'll see how that goes. Hi, Lukeman, 145. Nice to have you with us. Hi, I'm Ray. Aldaba. Nice to have you with us as well. Suti, nice to have you with us too. Let's see what else. DoorDash introduces AI-powered voice order system. Interesting. DoorDash has announced the introduction of an AI-powered voice ordering system. Experts say AI will complement and not replace workers. So you'll be able to call DoorDash and talk to AI. Interesting. Friend.tech. Let's talk about them real quick. Announces something unusual, I have to say. All right. Friend.tech announces plans to penalize users of copycat platforms. Founder releases apology to quell tension. In the fast-evolving world of cryptocurrency and decentralized social media, the recent launch of Friends.tech's app, touted as a decentralized social media platform built on blockchain technology, has ignited a firestorm of criticism. The controversy revolves around Friend.tech's decision to penalize users who explore alternative forks or copycat versions of their tokenized social media ecosystem. Friend.tech plans to remove reward of erring users. Friend.tech's official announcement made through their Friend.tech X account on August the 28th stated that users who migrated to forks and copies of the platform would no longer earn points and would forfeit any existing points earned during the beta phase. This move was met with backlash from the crypto community, particularly in light of the upcoming launch of a competing platform named Shares, also dubbed a SocialFi application, set to release on August the 31st. The points, a form of rewards, have been distributed to Friend.tech's beta testers weekly with a total distribution goal of 100 million points over 6 months. Despite this distribution, the purpose of these points remains cryptic, with only a vague mention on August 15th they would serve a special purpose upon the official release of the app. Speculations within the community are rife, ranging from the points translating to Friend.tech governance tokens to potentially hold financial value for users. Additionally, the seed round investment from Paradigm has raised expectations of future native token airdrop for Friend.tech. However, the decision to penalize users for exploring other platforms has raised concerns within the crypto sphere. Criticism poured in almost immediately after the announcement, with hundreds of comments and reposts condemning Friend.tech for its anti-competitive stance. Pseudonymous trader Cryptopolitan criticized the move, stating that it contradicts the principles upon which the industry was built. Others voiced similar sentiments, calling the decision a mishandling of competition in the Web3 space. Amidst the growing backlash, the synonymous founder of Friend.tech, known as Racer, issued an apology through the platform's official X account on August the 29th. In the apology statement, Racer acknowledged that the previous decision was made hastily and out of fear of potential competition. The statement indicated a retraction of the punitive measures and expressed a commitment to fostering a more inclusive and open environment within the crypto community. Interestingly, this controversy emerged less than 3 weeks after the public launch of Friend.tech on August the 11th. Despite early optimism, the platform has faced a decline in several key metrics, including user activity, transaction volume, and inflows. Notably, transaction figures have plummeted by over 90% from their peak on August the 21st, with a mere fraction of the transactions recorded on August 28th compared to previous days. The incident sheds light on the delicate balance between fostering healthy competition and protecting one's user base within the burgeoning decentralized social media landscape. Friend.tech's turbulent journey underscores the need for strategic decisions and community engagement in an industry that thrives on innovation, transparency, and user empowerment. We'll see how that goes. Twitter X secures license for crypto payments and trading. Ooh. X has obtained the Rhode Island Currency Transmitter license, enabling it to offer cryptocurrency payments and trading services within the United States. The license aligns with Twitter X's recent initiatives in the crypto space, such as integrating Bitcoin tips and supporting NFTs as profile pictures. Under Elon Musk's leadership, the acquisition of the license marks a significant step in Twitter X's vision to become an everything app, potentially offering a broad range of financial services. That's fascinating. The license granted on August the 28th, according to data displayed on the nationwide multi-state licensing system, NMLS, allows Twitter X to provide a range of virtual asset-related services. These services include the storage, transfer, and exchange of digital assets on behalf of its extensive user base. So we're starting to see the everything app come together. That's fascinating. I've been waiting for this. I actually expected this to happen sooner, but it takes time to get through regulations, I guess. Hello, Sergu KC and Binance user D8EA8 and Anwar Ghost. Nice to have you guys with us. So Binance wants to leave Russia for shocking reason. What's going on? Binance contemplates withdrawing services from Russia due to U.S. sanctions. The crypto exchange recently delisted select Russian banks and imposed currency restrictions. Other platforms like Bybit and OKX also reconsidered their Russian engagements. Russia plans to introduce digital rubles by 2027. The undercurrents of Binance's contemplation could be felt long before it became public knowledge. Just recently, the exchange made the strategic decision to delist certain Russian financial establishments from its peer-to-peer payment platform. This meant not only reduced payment options, but also the imposition of fiat currency restrictions, specifically targeted at users located within Russia. Such decisions don't emerge from a vacuum. Cryptocurrency, despite its global aspirations, isn't immune to geopolitical dynamics. Binance, which claims to have a ubiquitous presence without a physical headquarters, might find itself at a crossroads. The global pushback against their operations, particularly in Russia, isn't just a bump in the road, but a major blockade. However, it's not just Binance that's reevaluating its stance. Other significant players in the crypto domain, such as Bybit and OKX, are following suit. These platforms, too, have started to retract their services from select Russian banks in response to the looming uncertainties. It's no secret that Russia's central bank has been edging towards the digital realm, especially with their keen interest in introducing digital rubles by 2027. But with such powerhouses retracting their services, the crypto landscape in Russia might witness unforeseen challenges. I foresaw this a long time ago, so that's interesting. If international pressure wasn't enough, Binance also faces significant legal headwinds. In a country as influential as the United States, Binance finds itself caught in a maelstrom of accusations and lawsuits. Both Binance and its U.S. subsidiary, Binance.US, along with their CEO, Changpeng Zhao, are grappling with a lawsuit brought forward by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The bone of contention? Alleged unregistered securities offerings. However, this isn't the only legal hurdle for the crypto giant. In an intriguing twist, the Justice Department seems to have set its sights on Binance as well. Rumors are rife about the potential investigation into the exchange's activities, especially in the context of U.S. sanctions imposed after Russia's controversial invasion of Ukraine. The cryptocurrency domain is in flux, and Binance's considerations about Russia seem to be emblematic of larger concerns. Are crypto exchanges like Binance merely responding to global pressures, or are they attempting to realign their operations with evolving geopolitical scenarios? So this is one way of seeing it. I saw Binance withdrawing from Russia even before this because of Russia's stance on crypto being you can mine it, and then you have to sell it for rubles to grow the value of the ruble. That's the only use for crypto legally that I can see in Russia right now, from my knowledge of the laws there. Everything else is illegal or outside the law, so like in the gray sphere or black sphere of the market. So that's something interesting to me, that this is something we're just seeing now. I would have expected Binance to withdraw from Russia a long time ago, since the only thing you could do officially and legally would be to sell, for example, Bitcoin after Ethereum changed to proof of stake instead of proof of work. Sell it on Binance in exchange for rubles, which would mean Binance would have to hold a lot of rubles for that to work, or they'd have to use the peer-to-peer system or something like that. And I don't see that being beneficial for an exchange where all the transactions only go in one direction, and you have to yourself go out and buy the fiat currency to keep it going. So that's just not viable in the long term. Also, I see countries like Russia and China imposing a central bank digital currency, like the digital ruble or the digital yuan, ruble, sorry, not ruble, and then outright banning all other forms of crypto in the country so that they can keep control over it. It's a question of centralization and the way politics work in these countries. So we're going to see the effects of that over the next few years, I think. Gina Raimondo says U.S. still sees China as a friend. Okay. In a world swamped by complex geopolitics and volatile economic shifts, it's hard to decipher real intent. Yet the recent visit by U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo to China sent a clear signal to all stakeholders. America continues to view China as a partner. However, being a partner doesn't always mean smooth sailing. Raimondo's trip wasn't just a mere formality. It marked the reopening of communication channels between the two superpowers. Despite this promising bridge building, challenges persist. From intellectual property theft, state subsidies, to more contemporary issues like surprise office raids and murky data privacy laws, China's business environment is not for the faint-hearted. Raimondo didn't mince her words when she expressed concerns from the American business community, finding China increasingly risky for investments. It was always risky. That's something they should have known when they embarked on it. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room. China's recent actions, such as office raids on US-based consultancies and the detention of local employees over so-called national security concerns, are alarm bells. As Raimondo rightly points out, words mean little, actions weigh more, and for relations to truly stabilize, China must prove its commitment. I also remember China sending spy balloons over the US, which were huge and easy to spot, and acting like they weren't doing it when it was very, very clearly, visibly, like, done on purpose. That was strange. While the goal is mutual economic prosperity, the road there is fraught with technological and trade hurdles. In the tech realm, President Joe Biden has taken measures to safeguard American interests. This includes restrictions on U.S. investments in China's burgeoning sectors like quantum computing, advanced chips, and AI, preventing China's military from tapping into U.S. tech resources and capital. That's because the trust aspect of the relationship has broken down, with China's Xi Jinping actually telling their military to get ready for war. And this was almost a year ago already at this point, more close to a year than 6 months. So this has an effect on international relations, obviously, as who could they possibly go to war with if not Taiwan? And Taiwan is an ally of the United States. So that would mean a war between the US and China at that point. So why would they trust China? And then China does crazy things like send spy balloons, like it's the early 1900s or late 1800s, with the Montgolfier brother style balloons being used to spy over Italy during the Napoleonic Wars. But with a much more complicated payload, obviously. It looked like a satellite attached to a giant balloon, or a bunch of balloons. So it's kind of a strange system. If you guys ever look into that, it's actually kind of technically fascinating. but not a good move if you don't want to get in trouble for it. Spy satellites is one thing. People can actually see them from their yard. But spy balloons is like, oh, look at that. So the theoretical military reason would be to be able to spot American missile silos in the north section in order to map them out, because Chinese spy satellites don't have a precise enough camera to spot them from space. That's the reasoning I've heard for it. Anyhow, it could also be a mistake by someone trying to blame the winds at one point, but it's not the first time. There were 3 or 4 during the Trump era, and at least 2 during Biden's office. Like, hi, Priyankara, 1985 use. Nice to have you with us. And Shadia Bush Shady, 107SH. Nice to have you with us as well as Orphans 88. Nice to have you. All right, Hashdex aims for first U.S. spot Bitcoin approval with novel filing. Let's check this out. Hashdex is attempting to outpace giants like BlackRock with a unique spot Bitcoin ETF strategy. Instead of surveillance sharing agreements, Hashdex's ETF net asset value will be based on the CME market's Bitcoin futures curve. That's a different way of doing it. We'll see how that goes. Most of them are trying to work with Coinbase. Surprise move, X to allow pre-election political ads. X, previously known as Twitter, reintroduces political ads for the upcoming 2024 presidential election in the US. The company has had globally banned political ads since 2019, but changed stance after Elon Musk's acquisition. This move could be a strategy to attract advisors and boost revenue. That makes sense. They have a problem with advertisement revenue, and politics is definitely something that needs advertisement, also known as propaganda. That's the same thing, advertising for a company and propaganda for a political campaign or a party. It's just named differently. USDC debuts on Base Network. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire announces USDC's upcoming native launch on the Base Network. Previously, users couldn't directly deposit cash for USDC on Base, leading to the use of a bridge coin, USDBC, backed by Ethereum. The new system aims to phase out the need for this bridged coin. Interesting. Okay, let's see. The transition from USDBC to native USDC. Details from a supplementary blog post provided insights into the mechanics of the switch. The new tokens contract, primed for this change, has already taken its place on Base. When D-Day arrives, the Base team is poised to guide users on swapping their current USDBC stash for the native USDC. Moreover, the bridge responsible for producing USDBC isn't getting the axe just yet. It will run as usual, ensuring users don't face abrupt disruptions. But the big question remains, when will this transition take place? While Jeremy Allaire's communication confirms it's set for the upcoming week, a more specific date remains under wraps. So we'll see how that goes. Also, it's quite telling that a day after its launch, Base recorded an influx of over 136,000 active users. Such numbers aren't mere flukes. They represent trust, adaptability, and a promise of growth in a volatile crypto realm. I actually talked with people recently that are doing a lot of stuff on Base. It's quite surprising to me to see so much going on. So today's crypto highlights: unmissable updates unveiled. This is from last night. Grayscale challenges the SEC. Court sides with Grayscale, but Bitcoin ETF not guaranteed. Binance drops Banco de Venezuela for peer-to-peer trading, aligning with international financial sanctions. Binance is following sanctions and trying to follow legal practices just about everywhere at the moment. Shibarium, after initial hiccups, rebounds with over 100,000 wallets since its relaunch. All right, I think the founder talked about how they updated their the amount of transactions they can deal with at a time. Grayscale triumphs over SEC, but concerns loom over Bitcoin's future. Grayscale Investments successfully challenges the SEC's initial rejection, gaining the green light to potentially transition its Bitcoin trust into an exchange-traded fund, or ETF. Financial commentator Peter Schiff raises concerns about the potential impact of this transition on Bitcoin's market dynamics, warning that it could introduce unforeseen volatility or disruptions. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. Seba Bank gains preliminary approval for crypto services in Hong Kong. Seba Bank's Hong Kong arm receives in principle approval from the SFC, allowing it to engage in various crypto-related activities like over-the-counter derivatives and asset management. The approval highlights Hong Kong's strategic position as a potential gateway to China's future crypto market, especially given its robust regulatory framework and unique status as a special administrative region of China. Amy Yu, the Asia-Pacific CEO of Seba Hong Kong, spoke to Cointelegraph about the enormous potential that Hong Kong offers. According to Yu, the SFC's robust regulatory framework for virtual assets and the city's established legal system make it an ideal location for crypto businesses. She emphasized that while mainland China currently has a ban on crypto trading, Hong Kong is well positioned to tap into the Chinese market when it opens up. So some people are expecting China to open up. That's interesting. I'm expecting China to stay closed down and then close down Hong Kong, forcing everybody to use the digital yuan. We'll see. Maybe I'm just being cynical. I hope so. Hi, Urana and Jessica. How can you earn more dollars? The easiest way would be to work for an American company, remote. They would pay you in dollars. That you expected crypto advice. That's just the easiest way. Crypto to bank made easy. Binance's Send Cash shakes up Latin America. Binance has launched Send Cash, a new service that enables crypto to bank account transfers in 9 Latin American countries, initially starting with Colombia and Argentina. The service is part of Binance's broader strategy to promote financial inclusion in Latin America, where 42% of adults lack access to traditional banking. The launch follows Binance's recent partnerships with regional payment providers and signifies a shift in focus towards developing its own platforms rather than relying on traditional financial systems. Do we have a list of all 9 countries? All right. There we go. So it became operational on August 29th and is available to users in 9 countries, including Colombia, Honduras, Guatemala, Argentina, Costa Rica, Paraguay, the Dominican Republic, Panama, and Mexico. Initially, the service will enable transfers to bank accounts in Colombia and Argentina. The introduction of Send Cash is part of Binance's broader strategy to promote financial inclusion in the region. Min Lin, Regional Vice President for Latin America at Binance, emphasized the company's commitment to the crypto industry in Latin America. This is another step forward for Binance, which renews its commitment to the crypto industry in Latin America, to the expansion of the benefits it offers in terms of financial inclusion, and to developing new ways of using crypto in everyday life, Lin stated. Wait a second. Another interesting. Furthermore, stablecoin issuer Circle recently joined forces with Latin American payments giant Mercado Pago to introduce USDC to customers in Chile, introducing a growing interest in crypto solutions across the region. Interesting. Australia inflation drops to 4.9%, strengthens argument to extend pause. So Australia's inflation rate dropped to 4.9% in July, fueled by reduced holiday travel and fuel costs. Markets predict a 99.5% likelihood that the Reserve Bank of Australia, or RBA, will not increase interest rates for the 3rd consecutive month in September. Australian dollar and bond futures responded to lower than expected inflation figures, indicating a more nuanced economic situation. So the inflation is slowing down in Australia. We saw this in the UK yesterday as well. So good signs there. Tether forms partnership with Bahamas-based Britannia Bank amid regulatory scrutiny. Tether has reportedly formed a partnership with Britannia Bank and Trust, a private bank in the Bahamas. making it the third offshore bank to collaborate with the stablecoin issuer. The partnership is seen as a strategic move for USDT, especially as US-based crypto firms face heightened regulatory scrutiny, forcing them to seek banking relationships outside the United States, just to be sure they can keep the bank working with them, basically. So that makes sense. Representative McHenry backs Grayscale's court victory over SEC, calls for regulatory clarity. So Representative Patrick McHenry, chair of the House Financial Services Committee, supported Grayscale's legal victory and criticized the SEC's approach to crypto regulation, calling for clearer guidelines. The court's decision has been seen as a significant step toward regulatory clarity in the crypto asset space and could set a precedent for future regulatory actions concerning crypto ETFs and asset management. Grayscale initially filed a lawsuit against the SEC in June 2022 after the regulatory body rejected its proposal to transition its Bitcoin trust into an ETF. The court's decision to grant Grayscale's petition for review does not guarantee the conversion of GBTC into a spot Bitcoin ETF, but mandates the SEC to revisit the application. This development has been hailed as a significant step toward regulatory clarity in the crypto asset space, especially concerning ETFs. Interesting. So we'll see how that goes. Bank of Japan board member sees inflation goal in sight, policy shifts loom. According to board member Naoki Tamura, the Bank of Japan's inflation goal is clearly in sight, quote unquote. Tamura says that the Bank of Japan must maintain low rates and carefully analyze wage and price data before making policy adjustments. Interesting. Approximately 10 years have passed since the Bank of Japan initiated its efforts to attain a consistent and stable 2% inflation objective. In a speech directed at business leaders, Tamura conveyed that the realization of this aspiration is presently evident, emphasizing that, at the moment, the Bank of Japan must continue with its monetary easing measures to assess the progression of wages and prices carefully. The former commercial banker also mentioned his hope for greater clarity to emerge between January and March 2024, but then he anticipates that wage and price data will provide additional insights into Japan's capacity to achieve the bank's targeted inflation rate sustainably. Even though inflation presently surpasses the 2% target, the Bank of Japan has committed to maintaining very low interest rates until there's substantial proof that this level can be consistently upheld. Tamura underlines the importance of acting appropriately, avoiding being too late and too early in making decisions. He explained that the sequence and speed of the policy transition would hinge on economic circumstances, aligning for a return to normal policy conditions. Interesting. Signaling a lack of consensus regarding the Bank of Japan's stimulus phase-out timing, Deputy Governor Shinichi Uchida mentioned earlier this month that there remains a considerable distance to cover before the central bank can abandon its negative interest rate policy. Operating under the framework of yield curve control, YCC, the Bank of Japan guides short-term interest rates at minus 0.1% and maintains the 10-year bond yield around 0%, as part of its strategy to achieve sustainable 2% inflation. Meanwhile, criticism arose due to the Bank of Japan's rigorous defense of the yield cap, which was seen as distorting market pricing and contributing to the undesired depreciation of the yen. In response, the Bank of Japan implemented measures last month to allow longer-term rates to reflect higher inflation, framing these actions as an enhancement of the sustainability of the yield curve control. However, the markets interpreted this as another step toward gradually reducing the scale of its substantial stimulus program. Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda recently expressed that China's economic activity has been slower than anticipated, potentially casting a shadow over Japan's economic outlook. Ueda noted that China's data for July, including indicators like retail sales, business investment, and industrial production, were comparatively weak. According to Ueda's analysis of China, the fundamental issues revolves around adjustments in the property sector, which has caused ripple effects throughout the broader economy. In addition, while Japan has felt the impact of China's economic weakness, this has been somewhat counterbalanced by the resilience of the U.S. economy. We'll see how this goes. Looks like a long-term tug of war. Jamaica's Taxi drivers embrace crypto for faster rides. Jamaica's transportation sector is poised for a digital revolution as local bus and taxi operators eagerly anticipate integrating the nation's own central bank digital currency known as JAMDEX. Jamaica is actively working towards enabling CBDC services on the mobile phones of the general public. Approximately 25,000 to 30,000 transportation owners are present in Jamaica, and their participation could significantly expand the reach of JAMDEX beyond the existing user base of 10,000 vendors and 200,000 individuals who use the CBDC through the Link LYNK digital wallet. While Jamaica focuses on taxi drivers as key facilitators of CBDC adoption, Japanese automaker Nissan is making strides in its Web3 endeavors. Nissan's Japan unit has ventured into the realm of the metaverse by experimenting with virtual auto sales. In the first quarter of 2023, Nissan also filed 4 new Web3 related trademarks in the United States. These filings hint at Nissan's intention to develop virtual clothing, cars, headgear, trading cards, toys, tickets, and even a non-fungible token marketplace for trading and minting NFTs. That was a surprise thing. I didn't expect to see that in a Jamaica-related article. Okay, so we went back to Japan, sort of by accident all of a sudden. Hi, Umar Binkata B09, Binance user FACD7, Red Packet, Binance user 68EE5, and Binance user F530A. Nice to have you guys with us. Stronghold Company requests the use. Oh, wait a second. Korea Blockchain Week 2023, where visionaries and innovators converge. Let's look at this real quick. The Seoul is preparing to host the transformative Korea Blockchain Week 2023 from September 4th to 10th. Co-hosted by FactBlock and Hashed, KBW 2023 aims to reshape the landscape of blockchain technology and decentralized finance. The event is a unique opportunity for startups and emerging projects to showcase their innovations and connect with potential investors. So if you're in the area, check it out. Stronghold Company requests the use of tire-derived fuel for crypto mining in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania-based cryptocurrency mining company Stronghold Digital Mining is in the process of seeking approval to utilize shredded tires for generating up to 15% of its energy at its Panther Creek plant in Nesquehoning. Stronghold cites the approval granted by the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, for this energy source's use in other industrial facilities within the state of Pennsylvania. Local environmental advocates are questioning the legitimacy of these facilities and are adamant that granting such permission to a crypto mining operation should not be entertained. So the Clean Air Council is against this. Wow. Russell Zerbo is an advocate for the Clean Air Council. Was on a local radio show, the Allegheny Front, that since the Panther Creek plant utilizes the electricity it generates for cryptocurrency mining, rather than selling it to the energy grid, the facility should be subjected to being re-permitted as a solid waste incinerator, thereby subjecting it to more rigorous air pollution monitoring. Interesting. Earth Justice also jumped in, revealed that emissions of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide significantly increased following Stronghold's acquisition of the Panther Creek plant in 2021. Notably, the company didn't hesitate to use coal for mining cryptocurrency, depleting the supply of waste coal, which is abundantly available in Pennsylvania. Reports indicate that around 2 billion cubic yards of waste coal continue to pose environmental hazards throughout the state. Despite these controversies, Stronghold recently divulged its financial performance for the second quarter of 2023. The company managed to mine 626 Bitcoin during this quarter, marking a 43% increase from the fourth quarter of 2022 and reflecting 1% sequential growth compared to the first quarter of 2023. This achievement is noteworthy considering the considerable rise in the Bitcoin network's hash rate by 39% and 23% during the corresponding periods. The financial report discloses that the company generated a revenue of $18.2 million while incurring a net loss of $11.7 million. Interesting. EOS gains JVCA approval for token trading in Japan's exchanges. EOS obtains regulatory approval for trading EOS tokens on Japanese exchanges. EOS token holders can soon trade against the Japanese yen on a regulated platform. CEO Yves Larose highlights the significance of approval for EOS's commitment. EOS's commitment to the East Asian markets is evident in its actions. The platform has already made its presence felt in Japan through Upland, a digital universe built on the EOS blockchain. Upland expanded its reach to Tokyo and announced its entry into the Japanese market in July. This was possible through a partnership with One Force, or ON1 Force, a prominent anime PFP project in the Web3 ecosystem. This partnership allowed users in the region to explore the EOS network further. So there's a lot going on in Japan today, from what I'm seeing. Binance Japan sets triple token offerings. Okay. Binance Japan has set its sights on introducing a minimum of 100 tokens in the near future, marking a significant threefold increase from its current selection. Wow. A representative from Binance Japan revealed their strategic intention to collaborate with other local cryptocurrency exchanges in the Japanese market. Binance Japan, which recently initiated its full suite of services earlier this month, has unveiled ambitious plans to substantially expand its token offering on its platform. According to a recent report from Bloomberg, the exchange has set its sights on introducing a minimum of 100 tokens in the near future, marking a significant threefold increase from its current selection. So that's nuts. Do we have presently Binance Japan, the local counterpart of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, features 34 tokens on its platform. The company has previously communicated its array of services accessible to Japanese customers, encompassing spot trading, various earned products, and own non-fungible token marketplace, and its own non-fungible like NFT marketplace. Binance's re-entry into the Japanese market was catalyzed by its acquisition of 100% ownership in Sakura Exchange Bitcoin in November 2022. This acquisition positioned the exchange to operate within the regulatory framework established by the Japan Financial Services Agency. Notably, this return to the Japanese market followed warnings issued by the JFSA in 2021 when it cautioned against Binance's activities due to its lack of registration within the country. The exchange recently introduced a novel service called Send Cash, aimed at streamlining the process of transferring cryptocurrencies to bank accounts in Latin America. We talked about that already. Nigerian crypto exchange Patricia unveils tokenomics white paper amid customer repayment concerns. Patricia, a Nigerian cryptocurrency exchange, released a tokenomics white paper to clarify the utility and value of its native token, partly in response to customer concerns about the repayment of investments. The white paper outlines an ambitious plan for repaying customers through the token, but lacks a concrete timeline, leading to mixed public reactions and ongoing investor uncertainty. While the white paper could potentially improve Patricia's standing with regulators, the absence of a clear repayment schedule raises new questions about the company's commitments to its customers. The release of its tokenomics white paper came as a response to growing customer concerns. In an interview with Tech Cabal Hanu Fajiro, the CEO of the company stated that their OTC desk is running smoothly and generating revenue for them. He expressed confidence in the ability of Patricia tokens to be redeemed and assured to customers that they would be paid with the profits from their operations and fundraising. Additionally, he mentioned that Patricia is actively working towards their goals. While Patricia's white paper has been welcomed for its transparency, it also revealed a significant caveat concerning the repayment of customers. According to the white paper, the company has an ambitious plan to repay its customers through the token, but has not provided a concrete timeline for the repayment process. The white paper elaborates on the token's utility, stating that it would serve multiple functions within the Patricia ecosystem, including transaction fee discounts and staking rewards. Patricia's tokenomics white paper also delves into the distribution strategy, detailing how the tokens would be allocated for various purposes such as development, marketing, and reserves. But the absence of a definitive repayment schedule has left many investors in a state of uncertainty, raising questions about the company's ability to fulfill its promises. It is important to know that Patricia has been under the regulatory microscope in Nigeria, a country with a complex relationship with digital assets. Patricia's move to release a white paper could be seen as an attempt to gain regulatory favor by demonstrating transparency and a structured approach to tokenomics. However, the lingering questions about customer repayments could potentially overshadow these efforts. We'll see how that goes. It's kind of a risky thing. So we've gone over today's latest news. Hi, GH786. Nice to have you with us. And Binance user BK'd. All right, let's check out the today's crypto markets. Whoa, yesterday was a 35 on the Fear and Greed Index. Today is a 42. We're getting closer and closer to 50, apparently. And that translates as Bitcoin is above, like well above $26,000 right now. Bitcoin is at $27,000, 389 and 85 cents. It just went up to 27,390 for a second, and then back down to, so it's moving a lot. So in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin went up 5.14%. Ethereum went up 4.49% to $1,718.81. BNB is up 2.96% in the last 24 hours to $224.43. 42, it just changed. XRP is up 2.28%, 2.3% to 52 cents 96. ADA and Cardano is up 1.15% to 26 cents 45. Dogecoin is up 4.22% to 6.5 cents. Solana is up 5.37% to $21.41. Let's see who the biggest winners were in the last 24 hours. That'd be Stacks, 16.86% up in the last 24 hours. Ton on Toncoin, 13.35% up. Bitcoin Cash, 11.68% up to $215.78. Forgot to say Stacks is at 52 cents 82. Toncoin is at $1.73. EOS up 7.81% to 62 cents 88. Bitcoin SV or BSV up 6.43% to $32.88. XDC up 6.67% to 6 cents 331. XEC eCash is up 6.21%. Pepe is up 6.24%, even though they were down 16.87% over the last 7 days. Conflux is up 6.28% to 13 cents. Injective is up 5.96%. Lido is DAO is up 6.18% to $1.65. Sorry. So a lot of ups in the last 24 hours. Let's see the biggest down. Astar down 1.16%. I mean, today is definitely a much better day than ones we've had for the past while. Let's look at the top ones by market cap or volume in the last 24 hours. Let's see. Seeing a lot of green. That's nice to see. It's been a while. Litecoin up 3.95% to $67.57. Matic and Polygon at 57 cents 57, up 3.54% in the last 24 hours. Wow. All the biggest ones are in the green for the last 24 hours. Monero down 1.03% in the last 24 hours to $143.21. Okay, good to know. But that's not much down, like 1% compared to what we've seen in the last while. The last 7 days, like Toncoin, XDC, Bitcoin Cash have done quite well. Stacks, Bitcoin SV, EOS. And in the last 7 days, like the ones that did the worst, obviously Pepe with kind of the scandal, the guys running off the money there a little bit. Astar 10.72% down in the last 7 days. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but today is a more positive day than negative for the value of cryptocurrencies. And we'll just have to see what happens from here. Hi, José Noir and Louis Figo and GH786. Nice to have you with us. We'll have to see if the cryptocurrency market is on an actual trend or if this is just a hiccup. Is this just going to be for a short period of time, or is this actually going to be the beginning of the what we need to see, a bull market? Very hard to tell. Or is this just some kind of happy Wednesday where we see all these potential central banks moves or moving away from interest rate hikes? Is that what's going on? So we'll have to see. It'll take time to tell. Don't hesitate to subscribe so you get the notifications for the next time we go live to look at the news. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you with us. Hi, hello, user B9093. Nice to have you with us. And all 1,400 of you that joined in today. Thanks for joining and chatting and just, taking the time to listen, catch up on crypto news. Thanks for your interest in crypto in general and your interest in what's going on and what we're writing about at Cryptopolitan. Thanks a lot. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, based on your time zone. And see you guys tomorrow for more crypto news. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.